Hello beautiful angels, and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year's Eve. Today I wanted to discuss some of my December favorites. I feel like that's the only way to end off the year. You'll probably see this after the new year, but I figured I'd go ahead and chat with you guys. I broke down all of my favorites into categories, and the first one is going to be music, the second is media I have consumed, books, then beauty, and then fragrances. I feel like I'll probably come up with more categories along the way because some things might just pop up into my head that I'm forgetting about right now currently, but I spent a lot of time alone this month, so I feel like I consumed a lot, so let's talk about it. I mentioned this in another video, but somebody I've been listening to a lot lately is Enya. She's incredibly nostalgic for me because she reminds me a lot of my mom, who listened to her so much growing up, and she would always play her on the drives to school. I've been missing my mom a lot, and after moving to New York, she has helped me in so many different ways, and I was thinking lately about how I don't know how to repay her because she really is such a standout mom, and oh my god. Okay, I didn't think I was going to tear up about this. Okay, whew. I just needed a sec, but the next artist that I have been listening to a lot lately is Joan Baez. I was influenced after watching A Complete Unknown because I was not familiar with her game, and she is a true baddie and I love her music. I love how clear her voice is, so yeah, I've been pretty much listening to her daily. And then of course, because it is the holiday season, I always listen to the Charlie Brown Christmas soundtrack. I love it so much. It just gets me in a calm state of mind. And it's just great background music when I'm cooking or cleaning around the house. Going into media, I will first start with films that I watched. So the first one being I, Tonya. This is an older movie, but I really love Margot Robbie's performance in this. She does a really good job of humanizing Tonya Harding, and her story is honestly so tragic. I feel like she was failed so miserably as a figure skater. I'm not going to give away the plot line, but yeah, definitely recommend I, Tonya. And I'm very late to this one, but I also watched Paris, Texas this month. Any movie that I say, I'm not really going to give any background information because I don't want to give away any spoilers, but Paris, Texas to me is a movie you should watch when you want to feel sad. The next movie is Nosferatu. I don't think that needs an explanation. So moving on. The next thing that I watched in theater was Interstellar 5555, which is the Daft Punk music video movie for their Discovery album. It's animated by this artist. I forget his name off the top of my head, but I will put his name on the screen. But seeing that in full quality was honestly really incredible. It was a unique experience and really fun because I love Daft Punk. So another form of media I've been consuming is YouTube. I've always been an avid YouTube watcher. Some of the YouTubers that I used to watch when I was younger were Jen M and Fashionista208. I think that's her username. But oh my god, I feel like I'm showing my age by telling you that. But it's fine. But lately I've been obsessed with interior design YouTube, and a few of the YouTubers that I've been completely enamored with are Paige Wassel, Noah Daniels, and of course Benji Plant. Aside from interior design YouTube, I watched a few YouTube videos this month that have really stuck with me. One of them being by Savannah Brown. She talks about her shame, and it resonated so deeply with me, her journey experiencing what it's like to recognize your shame for the first time and how it's played out in your life in many different ways as you've gotten older, and addressing that and being okay with that. Not saying that you were valid in some wrongdoings that you have done, but acknowledging it and forgiving yourself in order to let it go and move forward to be a better person. I feel like it's something that I've also been delving deeply into lately in my late 20s, and yeah, I felt really seen when I watched her video. Another YouTuber that I currently love, or have been loving for the past few months now, is The Wizard Liz. I feel like I don't really have to explain that, but she just sends a really positive message, and whenever I'm feeling down, I'll watch one of her videos and it'll help put me in a better mindset.
Another thing is you need to stop creating fantasies about the situation. First point, realize that nobody cares if you're lazy. Get right into it. The first thing I learned being a people pleaser is basically people will keep treating you like trash until you get boundaries for yourself and you are firm about them.
The last YouTube video that really stuck with me this month was a video about Victorian dating, and honestly, let's bring back Victorian dating. I'm about to go on a bit of a tangent, but I feel like modern day dating is so pathetic. I was at a bar the other day, and this older gentleman was there with a younger girl who was probably around 20 or 21, and the entire time, okay, well, obviously it was a sugar baby, sugar daddy situation.
Come on, you know you like the little girl.
But the entire time, he was so blatantly disrespectful to her. He was talking about how women need to get real and recognize that no matter what, men are going to cheat. And being there and eavesdropping on that conversation, it just made me realize, like, wow, even these older men are just as pathetic as the young ones. And I have a boyfriend and our relationship is great, but I feel like if I were single, I wouldn't even be trying to date right now. Back to what I was talking about though, the Victorian dating video, it was really interesting to me because it's so demure. For lack of a better word, it's just demure. And they kept referencing this book in the entire video, and I went and bought it because I was just interested and I feel like it would be funny to read. But it's called The Complete Bachelor, and sorry, I feel like there's like a piece of dust on my lip. One second.
A few moments later.
Oh my god. Okay. My bad, guys. Excuse me. Okay. So, the book is called The Complete Bachelor, and obviously it was written during the Victorian era, and it's basically a rule book or an etiquette book for men trying to court women during that time. So I'm gonna give it a read. So on the topic of books, my two favorites this month, I spoke about the 6 pillars of self-esteem last month. I had just started it. Oopsie. But honestly, it was a really tough read for me, and not because it's a bad book. I think it's a really good book and it's important to boost your own self-esteem. But it was a tough read for me because in a lot of ways it was making me come to terms with the fact that I have acted out in many ways in my life because of low self-esteem. And that's the whole reason why I picked up the book in the first place, to address that and kind of learn more about myself, since I've been going on this self-improvement and healing journey as somebody who cannot afford therapy. So I've been doing everything else that I can in order to get a hold of my mental health. But yeah, this one's definitely, it's a toughie. It was a toughie for me, but it does have good content in it. And then the second book that I read this month is The Highly Sensitive Person. I feel like this is really good for people who are introverts and often feel misunderstood by their peers or people around them. I have felt pretty misunderstood my entire life, and this book really made me feel not alone, which was nice. Now with beauty, something I have absolutely been loving this month because it's the holiday season, but I feel like I'm going to incorporate this into my everyday look, is a really nice red lip. My go-to lip combo lately is this brown, I'm not sure if you can see that or if it's focusing. Okay, never mind. It's this brown lip pencil from the brand called Palladio in the color Coffee. But honestly, I don't really like the way it goes on. It's a little bit too thick and it clumps up, but it is a really nice brown. But I'll usually line my lips with this. And then I'll go in with this Prada Beauty red lipstick. Let me see the shade. The shade is P56. It's the Hyper Matte lipstick. But I'll show you what the shade looks like. It's this dark burgundy color. Can you see that? It's this dark burgundy color. It's actually what I've been wearing right now, and I feel like this coincides with the topic of beauty, but overall, I've been enjoying just getting ready every day. I feel like I've really implemented a routine into my life, and I feel like I can't really get through my day without getting ready, or I feel like I don't show up as well if I don't get ready. It makes me feel more productive, and I feel more ready to take on more tasks throughout the day instead of bed rotting.
Fine to see your face at my door. Doesn't help to know you're just far.
And then last but not least, let's go into fragrances. So I was gifted this perfume from Henry Rose called Jake's House. I spoke about it in my last video, but it just smells so good. It's okay, my camera died, but basically, yes, Jake's House by Henry Rose smells like CDG's black pepper, and it's so yummy. And the other fragrance that I have been obsessed with lately is Mojave Ghost by Byredo. I said this last month, but I'm still using it. It just smells so good and clean. It smells violet-y, and I feel like it's like the perfect clean girl scent, although I wouldn't classify myself as a clean girl. But yeah, overall, I hope you enjoyed my favorites, and Happy New Year!